if you don't survive, you're never going to make your millions. And you're trying to build a house, you're trying to decorate the most beautiful living room in your house, but you only have two walls, no roof, and your foundation is made out of sand. And then you're wondering why that beautiful living room isn't a reality.
Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you are in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Tammy Johnston. Tammy is the hold your hand and kick your ass business coach. She has been working with small businesses since 2002 to help them build sustainable and successful businesses. Tammy doesn't promise a magic bullet because there's no such thing, but she does teach all the basic foundational skills you need to first survive and then thrive. She only deals in real, practical, battle-tested advice. Tammy, welcome to Goalbusters.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Robin.
You're extremely welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Tammy?
So I am in Canada on the west side of the continent in a wonderful, beautiful province called British Columbia.
Fantastic. And thank you for clarifying that you're on the west and pointing that out to me in the green room that I got it completely wrong. So that's really very helpful, and I'm even more embarrassed now. Anyway, so that's me waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
I'm all for questions.
So I'll get the clock up on the screen, and there it goes. Tammy, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
So my ideal client are new businesses. So I focus my efforts and energy on idea stage up to 2 years in business because I am on a mission to dramatically improve the success rate of new businesses. The vast majority of them fail, and rarely is it because there's a problem with the product or the service or that the owner isn't working hard enough. It's that they don't have the business skills. So I come in and I help them with it. And my actual favorite people to get are what I call the praying for the pink slip crowd. The people that are like, okay, they have a job and they hate it. They want out and they're going, please, please, in the next round of layoffs, can I please get a package? So I've got some time and money to transition and start doing what I want to do in creating my business.
Fantastic. Well, you've alluded to it a little bit there, but perhaps you could expand a little bit more on exactly the problem or problems that you solve for these people.
Well, I teach them the 8 foundational skills that they need to first survive in business because there's so many people out there that are marketing and they're going, oh, I'll teach you how to make millions and all of this stuff. And I'm going, well, that's wonderful. But if you don't survive, you're never going to make your millions. And a lot of the ones that, yes, they can help you, but they're very, very focused. They're specialized. They'll teach you one part, and it's like, okay, you're trying to build a house. You're trying to decorate the most beautiful living room in your house, but you only have two walls, no roof, and your foundation is made out of sand. And then you're wondering why that beautiful living room isn't a reality. So we teach you the basic foundational skills that you need to first survive. And then you can go on to be amazing and successful and make the millions if that's what you want to do.
Oh yeah, go on and make the millions. That's what I think most people with a pink slip would like to go on to do. That's a wonderful service you're providing there. So what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to solve this problem at least a little bit for themselves?
There are so many, but if I had to pick one for just right now, I would say start surrounding yourself with entrepreneurs, with small business people. Because typically, when we move from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, our social circle, everybody that we spend our time with, are all employees. And while they can be absolutely wonderful and amazing, they're not going to stretch you and challenge you and help you grow as a small business owner. That's not their world. And one of the biggest things that I learned when I got thrust into the world of small business is my entire social circle changed within the first 2 years. I went from all of my friends and family didn't change, but all of my friends being employee types to my social circle was all made up of other entrepreneurs. And that was amazing on so many levels because it was different conversations. I didn't feel so alone because if I tried to talk to my employee friends, they would look at me like I was like speaking Klingon and had three heads. Like they could not wrap their head around anything that I was going through. And then when I started to spend more time socially and I got into some group coaching and networking groups, I'm going, okay, you know what? I'm not insane. I'm not a loser. Other people are going through this. I can make it through. And I would learn from them and I would share. And that was probably one of the biggest things that I did to make sure that I've now survived like over 24 years.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. People that you spend time with are what you become. So you really need to think about who you spend time with. As you say, you can't change your family, but even then, you can restrict them to just Christmas and birthdays, can't you?
Yes, you can restrict them, and a lot of times you need to.
Yeah, a lot of times you really need to. I speak from personal experience there, but also, yeah, I completely get where you're coming from on that. And certainly, I mean, one of the reasons I love doing these podcasts, and I explained to you earlier, we've done over 200 of these now. I met some incredible people, present company included, my peers, people they're not necessarily doing what I'm doing, but they're business to business. And yeah, I always get a kick out of doing these because I meet some wonderful people and they understand.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So now that we have a better understanding, well, a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, I only gave you 3.5 minutes, for goodness sake. Let's dive into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please, Tammy?
Number one, start working on developing them as habits. It's not what we do occasionally that matters, it's what do we do consistently, and focus on one thing at a time until you've actually got it locked in. And one of the first things that I get people doing when they're starting a new business is set up your business hours. Doesn't mean it needs to be 9 to 5 or whatever the set rules are, but you need to have set hours and you need to protect them. And you can fit your family and your life around them. Like I started my business, got pregnant, had my daughter, 30 hours mat leave, been going straight through. So I would have to work around like when my daughter was on naps and things like this, but I had my hours and I knew what I was working on and I got those things locked in as habits, and that was huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is huge. And moving on finally, only because time is pressing. But what should I have asked you today that I didn't, Tammy? And your answer, please.
What should you have asked me? Is you should have asked me what the 8 foundational pieces are for any successful business. So I'll go over them very quickly. So habits, your goal setting and time management, marketing, systems, financials, advisory team, because most people spend their life getting their business advice from their broke ass friends and family that have never set foot in the arena, cash flow, and profit. You need to have all of them. You need to understand all of them. The better you understand them, the better you build your business. The more pieces you are missing, the faster and harder you're going to fall.
Wow, look at that. You got all 18 in about 30 seconds and we've still got 10 seconds to spare. I thought, oh no, we're going to be here for half an hour. No, I didn't think that at all.
Oh dear, I'm good at this.
You are good at this. Let's get rid of the clock because we have, in fact, finished the 7 minutes. How can people get in touch with you if they would like to find out more about what you do and get more in detailed depth about those 8 categories? And also, is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you as well? Because as I always say at this point, it's quite a big step just jumping in and say, oh, I'll just send them an email. No, people don't like doing that as a rule. Some do, but not many. They prefer to find out a little bit more and get a better flavor. So a valuable free resource is
Oh,
usually a
I
good
totally
idea.
get it. The instant decision pretty much doesn't exist. We need to drip and get. Some of us take longer to get wet than others, but it's a drip process. But you could always find me on my website, which is ksabusiness.ca, or you can find me on Instagram at ksa.business. And yes, I have a wonderful resource, which I call the Solopreneur Self-Assessment, where you can go and you could take a quick little quiz and figure out where are you strong in your business skills, where are you weak, and most importantly, where are the things that you didn't even know you didn't know, and help you figure that out so that you can start putting together a plan that if you do want to become an entrepreneur, you do want to start a small business. Okay, where do I need to be building up my strengths, and how can I best support my strengths and deal with my weaknesses? ksabusiness.ca/gift.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tammy Johnston. It has been a delight and a pleasure. Genuinely been a delight and a pleasure. I better say that as well because I said both. Tammy Johnston, thank you so much for appearing on Goalbusters today.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
It was, and it was a delight meeting you, as I say. So, Tammy Johnston, thank you once again. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.